Pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Multiple Wheels of Steel. And so for today, I'm more than proud to present to you one of actually a lot of different common models that currently exist in today's catalog of automotive engineering. It does seem by now that these things are getting so common that it's a little too ridiculous. But yet, as long as affordable prices still do exist within the automotive industry, this thing right behind me, certainly not any of those you see in the background, because these are in fact things that I have in fact already covered here on the channel. For the third segment here in season 1, here is the 2011 Toyota Corolla. And I'm proud to say that, especially for having a dark blue exterior color scheme, I am pretty satisfied with the way that this thing is, pretty much in its condition. Being well over 10 years old by this point, it comes as no surprise that some of these vehicles are now officially starting to show their age. Because think about it. 10 years ago, there was a lot of things that had happened that will probably never happen today. And the automotive industry sure has known how to make these things last for as long as possible. And so, I'm proud to showcase every single detail on this that you might not know about this exact Corolla. Beginning with this key fob we see right here, we got the remote button functions attached to the key blade itself for convenience. And so the risk of losing parts of this will not be possible. Standard lock and unlock buttons, complemented with some ringing sounds on a digital level, not to mention an automatic trunk opening function, which is complete by some hydraulics to help assist this thing in opening and closing. So now, let's go ahead and check out the interior. It's a dark blue color on the outside, but does in fact have a light gray interior. And this exact Corolla also does have itself some custom tailored covers, which you don't normally get on a Corolla model like this. In any case though, that's pretty nice to know. There's lots of ways that you can in fact improve a vehicle's condition inside and out, or at least to hold up some band-aids, if you see where I'm going at. Let's shut this thing up because it's time to get this thing started.
Everybody but your dog, you can love.
So, it has 52,177 originally registered miles on the odometer, and does in fact come with a speedometer gauge that can allow this vehicle to accelerate up to 150 miles per hour or 240 kilometers per hour, as both of which are in fact nominated on the gauge itself. A tachometer that allows this vehicle to have 8,000 RPM in its motor, and not to mention some illuminated pieces as well. Oil, seatbelt check, battery gauge, and even a tiny fuel gauge over there. Not very easy to spot. In any case though, getting to know a vehicle like this sure is at its price, which is mostly affordable, but so starting this thing up sure is quite a breeze. I'm also not necessarily seeing a lot of things wrong with this one in particular, though I will pretty much explain every single bit of this as much as I can. To start off from the driver's side window, we do have ourselves standard knobs that allow for the door itself to lock and unlock, a handle for opening and closing, window lock, lock and unlock buttons over here, as well as window controls. Driver's side is auto and the others are all non-auto, as you can pretty much see here. There's also one option right here. Normally the Corolla would have up to 3 options right here. The other 2 are pretty much just blank pieces right here, so unfortunately this is the only one that's occupied. You do also have yourself standard power mirror controls, We also can't forget about other important functions. Wipers, lights, which when used also help illuminate the gauges pretty much to allow you to see them in the dark. A digital clock, which does have some adjustment for hours and minutes. A large hazard sign for convenience. You also have yourself a few rather unique control functions for the climate especially. You have a gauge for adjustment of the temperature, hot or cold, AC button located in the center, fan speed, defrost in the windows, then of course defrost towards the windshield. It's not in dual zone, but for the most part it does what it does. Here's the media player, which does in fact come with the standard power volume, tune and scroll, CD ejection, which pretty much complete with the disc, just because. Also, you do have setup, telephone functions, seek track audio, everything else you might need. There's also the security node over here, complete with a little flashing light, which can in fact allow for anything to take place. In case somebody might try to steal this vehicle, maybe don't expect to, because this thing will certainly be active for as long as possible. Also, when discussing the transmission on this, it pretty much is a standard automatic transmission with this sort of zigzag pattern that we've seen before. If you remember from my first review here on the channel in this series, on the Lexus ES330, you can see over there, then that pretty much had a transmission pretty much like this, in a way. Except this one pretty much has 3 gears: drive, neutral, reverse, park, low gear selection, even comes with a handbrake for all those tight turns that you might do like the Duke boys and Dukes of Hazzard. Ventilation's also self-explanatory as it is adjustable. And when discussing other things about this vehicle that's interesting, you do have yourself manual seat functions, including lumbar adjustment, as well as raising and lowering of the bottom cushion itself. A small center storage pocket, dual glove box, complete with a top and bottom function. And then of course, we certainly cannot forget about how other options in this vehicle are, including the vanity mirror. That's pretty much a visor as well. Interior illumination. Passenger side also has a visor vanity mirror. Adjusting rear view mirror to see what's behind you. So that's pretty much all you need to know about this vehicle and its functionality by all accounts. Climbing back out to the outside of the vehicle again, we have ourselves the back seats. Unlike the front seats though, these do not have their own adjacent covers that you can in fact use to make these things look a little better, but in any case, that's just the thing about it. With used cars, you are in fact able to have a lot of usage come out of them. And we're glad that this Corolla was able to live for as long as it possibly could, though it is still in perfect working order. But before I do anything different, let's go ahead and check under the hood. As I go in to look underneath the hood itself, well, what you will find under here pretty much is that, unlike a good majority of cars that I'm expected to review at some point, this hood does not come standard with any sort of hydraulic hold, so this does in fact allow for the hood itself to automatically try to shut itself, unless you have a good strong arm like so. But this is in fact a dual VVTi motor, which is in fact equipped with a large battery on the outside. A pretty good quality battery by any standards. Not to mention various fluid access ports and a bunch of other things. So, It comes with everything you possibly need. Now that you have everything you pretty much need to know about this vehicle entirely, I'm pretty happy to say that right now I'm kind of in the mood to really get something rather exciting out of the way. And that, of course, would be the driving itself. And that covers everything. From the whole entire video, you've just witnessed the intro that I've pretty much done with a lot of my videos over the past decade or so. I've covered the interior, the exterior, paint job, functionality, steering wheel controls, media controls, transmission, wheels, trunk, hood, etc. Every basic detail that you needed to know about this Toyota Corolla right here is right in this video. The whole duration is pretty much there. for you to learn about. And with that in mind, if you want to see more, go down to my channel to make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.